full commitment, full surrender. So I just kind of got the inspiration for this video last night, but it's definitely a topic that I've learned before, and it's a topic that I've worked with myself, and it's been really cool and it's really helped me out in my life a lot. So basically the concept goes like this: is like when we fully commit to something, we go in, we get it done, we finish it, and then we fully surrender, we fully pull out of it, we get done with it. It's like when you go to work, you clock in, you do your job, you clock out, you go home. But it's like, what are you doing during those hours when you're working is what really matters. And what that can do is that can lead to, job changes, career changes, starting your own business. It has far-ranging implications. But the best part is it's very less mentally taxing than constantly making decisions, because that's kind of what we do is we make all these micro decisions throughout the day. We're constantly thinking, we're not committing to what we're doing, and then we're not surrendering. It's like at the end of the day, like they talk about people that bring their work home with them. There's people that do that. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. So what happens is over time, it's from a neuroscience standpoint, you're just building more neural connections, and by cultivating those habits, it's strengthening that part of your brain to where it just kind of becomes an automatic thing. So now, like when I delve into a project or whatever I'm doing, I can fully commit, fully focus on that project. I'm not thinking about other things or letting my mind wander or tell myself, oh, I don't want to be doing this right now. Because when you start having those thoughts, you're wasting energy. You're actually having those thoughts because it's giving you a dopamine burst, and that's getting you through the moment. But I think that's just kind of a waste of energy. So I think it's just better off to just do what you're doing, and then when you're done with it, be done with it. So in my studies on religion and spirituality and stuff, the Bible, it talks about the seventh day, the Sabbath, the day that God rested, and that's a pretty loaded word and loaded term. And, there's a whole bunch of things behind it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we think about the word Sabbath, it means to cease. It doesn't mean you're tired and you got to stop working. What it means is you just stop doing what you're doing completely. You're not invested in doing that. So we look at God, and the first 6 days in the Bible, if we take it literally, like he did all these things. He was creating this, creating that, building worlds and building plants and building animals and building people, but on the seventh day he was done. He didn't build anything else. He didn't create anything else on day 7. Once it was over, it was over. So, we kind of take that message to heart is when we're working, when we're doing something, we go all in, we make sure we do it the best we possibly can, just like God said, and he saw that it was good. We want to see that our works for our labor is good. And then when we cease, we completely cease. And it's the same thing even with thinking. Like I talked about that in my Comfort Zone series videos. We're constantly thinking and planning, but there just comes a point where we just got to shut that off and just experience the moment, or go do something else, or cook a meal or whatever have you. So the cool thing with this full commitment, full surrender is you can utilize that in different parts of your life, like cultivating patience. You think about driving in traffic and how you can get stressed out and patient and not let people merge and this, that, and the other thing. But that's a great place to cultivate that perfect patience and just say to yourself, I'm going to be completely 100% patient in this situation until I'm done with it. And you'll get to the point where you can do that. Like I've gotten to that point where I can do that. I don't like light jazz, but for whatever reason, the area I'm in, they have a light jazz channel. I'm tired of listening to everything else. I've been listening to that lately, and it's honestly just kind of mellowed me out and chilled me out. I just listen to that, and I drive along with it, and I drive a lot slower now. But I've cultivated that patience, and I've built that mindset in me. I've built that framework in my brain through actual physical connections, and that's what we want to do. Is by doing the same thing all the time, day after day after day after day, we're going to build those neural connections, so it doesn't require effort down the line. When you're doing something new, it requires a lot of effort. You got to try really hard. But as you get going with it, that effort graph kind of drops off. You're able to just kind of do things easier. And I think a part of that is the mental game, is our mind slows us down. It's like when I used to teach snowboarding, I used to tell my students, the body can snowboard, but the mind can't. And that's where the issue is. It's just like you're just weight falling through, gravity pulling you downhill. That's all it is. So once you get the feel for how that happens, then it just becomes a lot easier and faster that way. So we take that mental aspect out. So full commitment. When you fully commit to something, just go all in. Decide to go all in before you start. That way it just makes it easier to just get it over with. And then when you're done, fully surrender. It might take some time to get these habits down. You can set up certain rhythms for yourself, but I think you'll find by doing that is you're going to free up a lot of energy at the end of the day, and that's just going to give you more time, energy, and good feelings to just go out and do other things with your time in your life. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you.